Right now, Congress is moving a bill that would end the standalone VA rating for tinnitus and sharply cut future ratings for sleep apnea treated with a CPAP. Those are two of the most common conditions in the entire VA system. The VA's own analysis says up to 1.5 million veterans could be affected and up to $57 billion in compensation over the next 10 years. Concerned. Some veterans groups are fighting it. One major group supports it. And there is a lot of noise out there. So let us do what we do here. No politics, no panic. Just the facts and what they mean for you. This is VA Watch. If you are new here, I am David, and on this channel, we break down the VA disability system one piece at a time. VA Watch is our news desk, where we track anything moving in Washington that touches your benefits, and we keep it factual. On June 10th, the Republican chairman of the House and Senate Veterans Affairs Committees introduced a package called the Take Care of America's Veterans Act. It is over 550 pages, and it bundles 62 separate veterans bills into one. And here is the thing you need to understand. Most of what is in this package is genuinely popular. The anchor is the Major Richard Starr Act, which would let around 54,000 combat-injured veterans who were medically retired keep their full military retirement pay and their VA disability compensation at the same time, instead of losing $1 for every dollar of the other. That bill has waited 6 years with massive bipartisan support. The package also expands caregiver programs, raises compensation for catastrophically disabled veterans, and boosts survivor benefits. On paper, a lot of wins. So why is it one of the biggest fights in veterans policy in years? Because of how Congress plans to pay for it. Under congressional budget rules, new spending has to be offset by savings somewhere else. And in this bill, the offset is Section 108. It would write into law a change to how the VA rates two conditions. First, tinnitus. That constant ringing from weapons fire, flight lines, and blasts. Today, tinnitus carries its own standalone 10% rating, and it is the single most common service-connected condition in the entire system. Under this bill, tinnitus would no longer get its own rating. It would be treated as a symptom of another condition, like hearing loss or a traumatic brain injury. Second, sleep apnea. Today, if you need a CPAP machine, that generally means a 50% rating. Under this bill, you would instead be rated on how impaired you are after treatment. If the machine controls your symptoms, you could be looking at 0 to 10%. The VA's own analysis of these changes projects up to $57 billion less in compensation over 10 years, affecting up to 1.5 million veterans. Those are not activist numbers. That is the government's math. Now, here is where I need you to slow down with me, because this is where the noise gets loud. The bill's authors say existing ratings are protected. No veteran loses a benefit they already receive, and there are no retroactive cuts. That is in the text. But the DAV points out something important. The changes would apply to all new claims, and to reassessments or reevaluations of existing claims. So both things can be true at once. If your rating sits untouched, it stays. But if your case gets reopened, reevaluated, or you file for an increase and that condition gets looked at again, the new rules could apply to you. If that sounds familiar, it should. Back in February, the VA tried a similar idea through regulation, rating veterans based on how they function on medication. Veterans erupted. A lawsuit landed within a day, and the VA rescinded it. This time, the same concept is coming through Congress instead. That is the pattern to watch. So where does everyone stand? The veterans of foreign wars came out against it the day after it dropped, saying it asks future disabled veterans to bear the cost of expanding benefits. The DAV called the offset a poison pill inside a package full of things veterans actually want. Iraq and Afghanistan Veterans of America warned about the precedent, saying today it is tinnitus and sleep apnea, tomorrow it could be PTSD, migraines, or toxic exposure conditions. 47 senators signed a letter opposing the cuts, and about 24 labor unions came out against the package. But this is not one-sided. and you deserve the full picture. The American Legion supports the bill. Their argument is pragmatic. The STAR Act has been stuck for 6 years despite overwhelming support. No veteran currently receiving benefits loses anything, and this package is the one realistic path to finally passing a long list of overdue reforms. The bill's sponsors call it the most comprehensive veterans package in a decade. And opponents like Senator Blumenthal argue the STAR Act could be funded a different way entirely, without touching anyone's ratings. So what do you actually do with this? 4 things. 1. Nothing has changed today. This is a bill, not a law. Right now, tinnitus is still rated at 10%, and CPAP sleep apnea still generally means 50%. It has moved through committee and is headed toward a floor vote, which could come after the summer break. And even then, the Senate and the President are still ahead of it. 2. If you already hold these ratings, the bill as written protects them. But now you understand the reevaluation fine print. And if you watched our Claim for Increase episode, you already know the 5, 10, and 20-year protections that guard a long-held rating. 3. If you have symptoms of either condition and you have never filed, understand that claims are decided under the rules in effect at the time. I am not telling you to rush a half-built claim. I am telling you not to sit on a legitimate one. And 4. This is a proposal, which means it can change. If you have an opinion, your representatives work for you, and the veterans organizations on both sides of this are engaged right now. The February rule showed exactly what happens when veterans speak up, so let us lock it in. 1 bill. Real benefits for some veterans, funded by cutting future ratings for tinnitus and sleep apnea. Up to 1.5 million veterans in the analysis. Existing ratings protected on paper, with fine print around reevaluations. Not law yet. And we will track every move it makes, right here. Now before you go, hear me on this. Everything on this channel comes back to one thing. You. You served. You earned every bit of this, and you matter more than any number on a rating sheet. So do me a favor, share this with a veteran who holds one of these ratings, and subscribe, so the moment this bill moves, you will know. And the free tools, the guides, and the rating calculator are always waiting for you at vaclaimsbp.com.